Hi, this is Emily Leiphart of Art from the Heart, and in this video I'll be sharing layout ideas using the Cute Chick stamp set, which is a neat and Tangled and Simon Says stamp collaboration stamp set designed by Elena Rozakis. It's super cute and based on the sentiments alone covers at least 5 different occasions, including Easter, birthdays, new baby, spring, and a simple hello. I'll be using Neenah cardstock, Memento Tuxedo black ink, and the Misty stamping tool to create 4 different layouts using this stamp set. In some of these layouts, I'll be grouping the chicken and her chicks using masking paper. I'll create 2 horizontal layouts and 2 vertical ones to show variation. The first layout will feature the big drumming chicken as the focal point. She's so cute and I love how unique this image is. Those of you who are already big fans of Elena's illustrations will definitely want to add this set to your collection. I love the addition of the 2-way grass stamps to help ground the scenes I'll be creating with the images. I'll stamp this scene in several parts. 4 of the images can be stamped at once. The rest will be masked to create an overlapping cluster. The great thing about the Misty stamping tool is that I can re-ink the stamps and stamp the images in the exact same spot more than once. This is helpful if the first inking wasn't perfect or if I want the lines to be darker. Next, I'm going to have one of the chicks standing on the drum and I'll stamp that on its own. Then I'm going to create a mask for that chick so it can hold the flag. Next, I stamp the flag and then create a mask for it. I want to stamp a cloud that will appear behind the flag, so I leave that mask on and position the cloud. Now I can stamp a hello sentiment in the flag and my first scene is done. The second layout will also be horizontal. This one will be an Easter card and I'll place the sentiment so I can center all the images around it. This scene will have 3 chicks around the drumming chicken. This scene will use only one of the grass stamps. I love that I can stamp 5 of the images all at once with the Misty. I'm going to place the chick playing the horn on the drum and add music notes. There are 3 different music notes, so I can only stamp 3 at a time, but I'm going to create a cluster of 5. Once again, I'm going to have a chick holding the flag, so I use the mask from the first layout and go through the same steps. Finally, I stamp the sentiment in the flag and this second layout is complete. This third layout will be vertical and the sentiment I'm using says, "Hope this puts a spring in your step." It's a stacked sentiment and I want to split it so that part of it is above the images and the rest of it's below, so I'm going to cut it apart. Always flip the stamp over so the stamping surface is facing you. Then bend the stamp so that you can get the scissors in between the words. Don't cut in a straight line or it will be hard to fit the pieces back together in their original position. I like using a couple of curves or jagged edges, which helps me put the pieces together like a puzzle. Had this been a horizontal layout, I probably would have turned it into a straight line sentiment. Don't be afraid to cut apart your sentiments. This will give them more versatility and you'll also be able to mix and match words and sentiments within each stamp set. For this third layout, I'm just going to use the 3 little chicks. I want to place them as close together as possible, so I can only stamp one at a time because the edges of the stamps interfere with each other. Again, I'm going to have the first chick holding a flag, so I use the mask created at the start of the video and place the flag in its wing. Next, I'll stamp the chirp sentiment inside the flag and position the horn tooting chick at the end of the row. Using the grass stamps with this layout was the hardest for me. I couldn't decide where to place them and how to place them. I tried so many different positions, but in the end used 3 grass patches since this scene was the simplest of the 4. Since I was having trouble with the grass, I decided to think about it while I stamped the music notes. This 4th layout will also be a vertical one. I'm going to feature the drumming chicken again with a little posse of chicks following her. I'm going to use the Have a Happy Birthday sentiment for this card and cut apart the sentiment so I can use it in one straight line. I'll be creating depth by masking both the chick and the flag, so I'll be using both masks from earlier. After stamping the flag with the chick mask in place, I stamp the sentiment inside the flag. Leaving both masks in place, I'm going to stamp the horn-tooting chick behind the flag-bearing chick. Then I can add the drumming chicken to the center of the card. After removing both the masks, I can stamp the music notes. This time I'll be using 6 music notes, so I'll stamp the 3 unique notes in 2 different groups. At the top of this scene, I want to stamp both the clouds overlapping one another, so I'll have to create a mask for one of the clouds. This time I realized that I could just place the masking paper where I stamped the cloud the first time, instead of using a small acrylic block to stamp it again for the mask. Now the final layout is done, and here are all 4 of them together. I've colored and assembled the cards off camera to keep this video short. I used the same color theme for all 4 cards. This first Easter card was trimmed onto a black card base, and I added a strip of glitter blue cardstock to highlight the transition between the white panel and the black base. It also used 2 masks and only one of the grass stamps. The second card doesn't use any grass stamps and is a birthday card. I used 3 masks on this one, and the layout is very simple. I die cut the panel using a frame and adhered it to a piece of patterned paper on the card base. This third card is a spring card, but it can also be used as an encouragement card or a get well card. I used a retired wood grain embossing folder on the base for texture, and a striped piece of black and gray patterned paper behind the frame. This design uses only 1 mask, 3 grass stamps, and a split sentiment. I tried to keep all the final designs as simple as possible, but this hello card is a little more complicated than the others. I created a popped-up frame with a scalloped flower garden at the base in front of the 2 grass stamps. It needed another pop of red, so I tied red and white baker's twine around the frame. So here are all 4 card designs together. And here's another look at the stamp set itself. It may seem like I used the entire set, but there are several images that I didn't use, like the wobbling egg, the tiny flower, the little heart, and the party hat. I also didn't use the new baby sentiment. This is a different type of video than I usually make, but I hope it gives you plenty of ideas for creating with this cute chick stamp set. Please refer to the supply links below if you're interested in any of the products I used in this video. You can also visit my blog for stills and more information about my cards. Thanks so much for watching!